and Chris come along as they share our lives with you. We have many adventures. We are always on the go, doing errands, traveling, casinos and much more. Nothing to stop us now. It's time for another show. The life of Cheryl and Chris. Hit that subscribe button today and come share our lives with us. We have many adventures. We are always on the go, doing errands, traveling, casinos and much more. Nothing to stop us now. It's time for another show. The life of Cheryl and Chris. Hit that subscribe button today and come share our lives with us. Oh, with us.
Good morning. This is Cheryl with the Life of Cheryl and Chris. I'm back here today. I'm on my way to church for the first time since I got sick and ended up in the hospital.
We're just happy to have you back.
So I'm on my way to church today, and I'll talk to you as I go, and I'll let you know exactly what happened. And I feel great right now. I feel good. So that's great. The Lord is still blessing me, and I really appreciate that. And I want to talk to you and let you know how I'm really feeling. I'll be right back. As I said earlier, I'm on my way to church this morning. I'm just now leaving the house fairly well. And Chris and Ty were outside. They're trying to get the yard mowed before the rain starts. Look like I may be caught in the rain. I hope not. Because, like you know, I'm going down to the country, and our parking lot is not paved, it's grassy, so I pray that I can get down there and back safely, and if it rains, it's not raining too hard. So, but like I said, this is the first time I'm going back to church since I got out of the hospital.
Great news, sweetheart.
The first Sunday that I got out of the hospital, I was going back to church that Sunday. But then it stormed and rained so much and stuff like that, I didn't get to go. And last Sunday, I was going also, and the same thing came up, the rain, and then I got up a little later than I should have because if I want to get to church on time. But this time, I made a effort to make sure that I was up at the time I want to be up, to be leaving to go to church at the time I wanted to.
Take it slow, baby, we no rush.
So I did that this morning. So now I'm on my way. And this is the first time, and Chris got these mirrors. You know, he's been driving, so he got the mirrors to suit him.
In a can of tuna. Little tuna can.
And I got to find my mirror space again also. Okay, I think that's good. And like I said, this is the first time I'm on my way to church since I got out of the hospital. And this is the first time I've been driving since I got out of the hospital. Because Chris has been chauffeuring me around, and I really appreciate that. Because he's been so sweet and stuff about it. And the mirror is a little high too.
Did you just accidentally pay me a compliment?
I'm gonna have to put that down a little. Oh, it's too low. You know, when you get used to driving in your car, you got everything like you like it, and somebody else gets in it and start driving, then you have to, once you get on the road, you have to make sure you got everything just like you like it, because if not, and we need to get some gas too. I just got 98 miles. I'm gonna have to get some gas at home before we even make it back to Waco. But this is just a 15 or 20 minute, 15 to 20 round trip. So when I come back, I'll be probably less than 100. But anyhow, look like the police is on the road this morning. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, that's the county here in Marla. The county police. The Falls County Police, rather. And we'll see. I'll get some gas at home. And it'll probably be a little higher than what I usually get, but I just get enough so I can get to Waco and get some, because it's usually a little cheaper up there. So you already know how gas is. Last time we were by the station, I think our gas on one side of town, it was saying it was $3.29, and on the other side of town, it was saying it was $3.59.
Y'all know who did this.
So it was like 30 cents difference from one part of town to the next. I guess the affluent part of town, it was a little bit more than what it was in the, I guess, this medium income part of town. But anyhow, back to, like I said, this is my first time driving since I got out of the hospital. And Chris has been driving me around, and it's been really a blessing. I really have appreciated him doing that.
Unbelievable.
She did it again.
A compliment.
Because, you know, I know I could drive and stuff, but I always did like him chauffeuring me around when we first met and stuff. He was such a sweetheart on that. He was always driving wherever we had to go.
Oh, keep him company.
He was the one driving, and it was nice. And it was nice for him to take me around to my appointments. I had 2 appointments since that time. I had some lab work, and then I had an appointment just this past Friday where I had to go and get a machine, a CPAP machine. That's supposed to be good, you know, to help you get a night's sleep and all that stuff like that. So I did that. And then also on the same day that I had my lab appointments, I was supposed to take William to Temple for his eye appointments. You know, William get those shots in his eyes and stuff, and then you have to go back and get it checked and see, can he get it again, or how's it doing, or is it about the same or whatever. The sun is trying to come out, so maybe we won't get caught up in the rain. But anyhow, William had to do an appointment the same day that I had my lab work. I had my lab work at like 10, no, it wasn't 10. I had my lab work at 8:10, and then he had to be at his appointment like at 10 o'clock, and that was, one was in Waco and one was in Temple, and it takes about 45 minutes from where we live to get to Temple. So I was in Waco, so it cut off on some. It still took about 35 minutes to get there because we was on 35 interstate. But Chris drove us over there, and that was good. And we even got to his appointment. But that eye doctor, he's always so busy because I think he's the only eye doctor from, let's say, right outside of Austin until you get up there in Dallas, you know, that really does this stuff that they're going for. And so my son, he was seeing some kind of, we had told him about a new medication they had for your eye injections, and my husband said maybe we can use that. They said it's good. And so when we went back, you know, he asked his doctor about that, and the doctor did suggest that there might be something good for him, for his eyes. And he said it's not going to really help his, I think his left eye, but because they think it's just too much going on with it. But it will help his, and keep his good eye where he can still, you know, be mobile and move around and stuff like that. So, and we just keep praying and praying that, you know, a miracle could happen, because I believe in God, and I know God can change things. And back to what happened with me, I think I told you a little when I was in the hospital what happened. I was just sitting up there, and Chris and I had been watching movies and stuff like we usually do, or we were getting ready to watch the movies, and so he wanted to go to the bathroom before he started watching the movie. So he had gotten up and gone, and I was just sitting there looking for some movies that we had in my, you know how you put your movie list, or else you just go and look up some and say, oh, this seemed like a good movie, looking at the trailer. So that's what I was doing. And I noticed when I finished, I was just finna say something, just said something to Ty or holla, because Ty was still in there. But when I got ready to say the words, I just couldn't get it out. You know, it was just weird. Because my mind, I knew exactly what I wanted to say. It wasn't that much. I was just going to say, oh, that looked like that's going to be a good movie. But I just couldn't get it out. And by that time, Chris came back, and I was going to tell him. And I was looking at him, he was looking at me. He said, what is it? And I just couldn't say anything right then. And it seemed like it was a long time, but Chris said it was only about 2 minutes, and that I couldn't say anything. And then after those 2 minutes, I said, I was trying to say something, but I just couldn't get it out. I had it right on my mind, what I was trying to say, but the words just wouldn't come out. And he said, oh man. He said, that could have been, we need to call EMS, you know, EMS, and let them check you out and see. But we didn't do that right away. What we did, we got our blood pressure cuff, and we checked that, and I checked my blood sugar and everything, and my blood pressure was up a little, because usually my blood pressure runs like a certain thing all the time, so it was up some. So it might have been something to do with it. So we went on and called the EMS, and they came over there. The firemen came first, and they stayed with me, and, you know, took my vitals and all that stuff like that. And then by that time they got to doing that, the EMS was coming from another place, another little town not too far from where we live. And so they were on a call, and they came. And when they came, they started taking my vitals again. And then they had the little EKG machine, you know, was doing that and stuff like that. And they said, look like you're having some kind of AFib action on your thing. So you might want to go in to the doctor if you have never had that before, and let them check you out and stuff. And so, but you know, they had just had this little portable one, so it didn't seem like it was that stable and stuff. But you know, I was still talking. They asked me the question and all that stuff like that. You know, that said this and said that, and raise your arms and hold your arms. Can you raise your legs and all that stuff? And I did all that. And after a while, though, being there, and they just kept on, you know, asking me questions and all that, I did get a little frustrated. And then so when she asked me, she said, what is your name? And I just said, Cheryl, and said my last name. And then she said, what is your date of birth? And I said it, but she said, it seemed like she's not talking like she was before. She's just kind of slow how she's talking and stuff. So she said, I think we ought to get you to the emergency room, because time is of the essence. Because if it's a stroke or something like that, that's one thing they always say, time is of the essence. And so we finally decided, yes, we're going to go. And so I needed to go to the bathroom. They followed me to the bathroom. And, you know, they tell me, oh, do you feel steady? Do you feel like you're going to fall? I said, no, I don't feel like I'm going to fall down or anything. I feel fine. So, when I got ready to go, they didn't bring the stretcher in the house. They just left it outside. And then when we got out there, and she was holding, you know, trying to hold my arm when I was trying to walk and everything. And she said, I just be here for you to lean on. I said, well, I don't feel like I'm going to collapse or I'm going to fall or anything. But I just said, okay. And so she was helping me I was walking down the ramp, you know. And then when we got outside, they had the stretcher right there behind the ambulance, and they had me to lay down on it, and then they had raised it up. They strapped me in and stuff. They raised it up, and I don't know if those two women didn't. They said they always have a hard time getting the stretcher in the ambulance because they say it seems like it's too high or something like that. Because you can believe we got the strength to do it because we've done it before with people, and it's not you, it's not you. And I was like, okay. So they tried a couple of times. Then they said, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. We can't get it to go up. We can't get it to raise up and go up like it should and stuff like that. So these are the people that were so particular about me walking around in my house and thinking I'm gonna fall and trying to hold my arm and everything as I walk down the ramp. Then they're gonna say, Miss, do you think you could get up and climb up in the ambulance? You know, can you get up there and just step up this step and we can help you? I said, yeah, I think I can do it. It was high, but I said, yeah, I can do it. So I got up there, and the one was on the inside, and she, as I grabbed the little handle down the side, she got my other hand and helped me up. And the one was behind me, she helped me up. I said, now these are the people that I was too weak and too shaky to walk, but I can climb. It didn't make any sense. So anyhow, I got in the ambulance and she strapped me in again and stuff like that. And then she started want to do an IV. She said, because when you get to the hospital, they need to have an IV. So I'm talking about, you know how I'm always talking about how shaky and bumpy our roads are. They didn't start it right away, but she started, she tied my arm, and then she said, once we get on the way, I'll start your IV. So usually where we live, it takes about, we said 45 minutes to go to the hospital that we were going. We was going to Temple. It takes about 45 minutes to get over there. So when we left my house, it was about, I think, about 11:15 or something like that. So I was thinking we'll be over there at least by 12 o'clock. Because for one thing, you know, they're in an ambulance and they usually go a little faster than the regular people that's just going to the hospital, going to the doctor. But anyhow, they got me in there and she got my IV, even though it was kind of shaky and stuff, and my arm was so bruised up and stuff. I should have showed you that a long time ago, because it's not that bruised anymore. It's cleared up. It's cleared up a lot. You can't even see where it was, because they told me the medication that I'm taking now, it will cause me to bruise easily, and if you get cut or something like that, you may bleed more than you were bleeding, because they put me on a blood thinner, so you know, to keep you from getting clots and stuff like that, you know, to keep you from having another. Well, they said it was, I guess it's classified as a stroke, but they call it a TIA. And I know those T and I's and A's stand for something, but I can't think of it right now. You can look it up if you're interested, but it's what they call a mini stroke. That's what it was, because that's what the doctor said when she came in and told me after I had did the MRI. She said they can see it was just a very, very small mini stroke, and it didn't cause any lasting effects on my speech or my mental capacity or nothing like that. And I was feeling just fine, and I'm feeling just fine today too. And I guess I'll park. Maybe I'll park here. This is a good place to park. I can get out. And I'm going to have to end it because I've already made it to the church. And I'm going to end the thing right now. And I'm going to go inside. And I'll get back with you when I get back in the car. I never even got to eat my crackers that I had. I had some little crackers that I was going to eat in the car. I may eat one before I go into church, just so I won't be feeling, kind of bad or anything like that. And maybe I'll take it inside, and if I need to eat one, I'll just go to the bathroom or somewhere like that just to eat it. But I'll be back, and I'll finish up the story, and I'll let you know how the service was today. Okay? Bye-bye.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Ooh, 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 stop. Ooh, girl. Ain't no diary, girl. It's a dialogue. Let it out. And you can notice it comes from the 90s. Ain't no step by. More like the on the way you put it on the line. Ooh, sure, I know you feel it, girl. Cause I know in Iowa, I'm sure they be saying, I'm sure we be job talking. Cause you get the best of us, spark, the best of Cheryl's bar. Ooh, hyperdrive. We learn something new every day. We learn something new every day. This is just a Cheryl's talk, baby. I said, this ain't no Cheryl diary, baby. Cause y'all getting funky, y'all know you about to start jiving. Ooh, baby, I'm gonna do my. I know you might see there's a surprise in every single corner. Surprise, there's something out there constantly. It's the Cheryl Talk Show, baby. Oh, get it, baby. Get it, man, let's jump, get it, man. We need a promise. Bring it back, Aria. This is the Cheryl Talk Show. Cheryl Talk. Blood on the audio.
If it had not been for God on my side, where would I be? That's what they're singing now. So, I'm going back in church. Tell me, where would I be? Where would I be? Yeah. Me, yes, right now, oh, right now, oh, yes, the Lord is blessing me, right now, oh, right now, He woke me up this morning, He started me on my way.
I was supposed in my right mind.
Oh, yes.
You know he didn't.
No.
Let me sleep too late.
That's right.
He woke me up on time.
Yeah.
You know he woke me
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Hallelujah.
That whosoever believed in him shall not
John
perish,
3 and
but
16.
have everlasting life.
Yes.
The Lord have a blessing to the reading, the hearers and doers of his holy and his righteous word. From that portion of scripture, we want to talk about he wants me to have it all.
He wants me to have it all.
He wants me to have it all.
Wants me to have it all.
All the peace, all the protection, all the prayers, all the provisions, all the joy, all the hope, all the life, all the love, all the power. I wish I had a praying connection in this house.
Yes, yes.
Amen.
He don't want you to have pieces or portions or tidbits.
No, he wants you to have it all.
I want you to have it all.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's the gospel according to St. John, y'all.
Yes.
And so St. John opened like this. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
That's it. That's it. Okay, I'm back in the car. I'm getting ready to leave out and go home. And the service was great. They sung some really good songs that were really touching for just being back at church today. And the sermon was good also. He preached about God wants us to have it all. He don't just want to give us a little small bit. He wants us to have the whole package. He wants us to have whatever we want, the blessings for our houses, our children, our homes, and he wants us to have it all.
All right, you heard her. Give it to me. Give me all you got.
He wants us to be happy in our life. He wants us to be fulfilled in our marriages. And he wants us to enjoy our jobs. Is that what we want? Whatever it is, he wants us to have it all.
I want to have it all.
So that's what he was preaching on. And I said I was going to finish up the story about, you know, how I ended up in the hospital and everything. And I'll finish that up. And I'll just go on my way, going on back home. I'll be back in a few.
It's like magic.
Okay, I'm on the road. It doesn't... I'm trying to see if I heard something. It doesn't seem like it's going to rain at all right now. It really looked like it was going to rain this morning when Chris was talking about when we got up. It looked like we may get caught in some rain, but now it doesn't. Get on back home. Find me something for lunch, okay? You know. Okay, I'm on the road, and it really doesn't look like it's gonna rain at all. I'm gonna get on back home, find me something for lunch today.
Did you forget that you already told me that?
And I don't know what we're gonna do for dinner this evening, but I did find some nice some meat that when I had gone to the store the other day, we went to get the fish, and I found some nice like they had pork chops and steaks and different stuff like that. I also found a rack of ribs, but I'm not gonna fix that now. It's gonna be too late for me to do that. Maybe I'll fix that next week. But next week is Mother's Day. Oh, not next week. The second Sunday is Mother's Day weekend. So I'm not sure. But anyhow, I'm on my way going back home now. And I was telling you how I had what they call a mini stroke, and I'm much better now because I haven't had any of those episodes where I can't find my words or anything like that. And I did start having to take some kind of medication that I wasn't taking before, some blood thinners. I think that's what I was telling you. And so I've been doing that, and I have to take them every 12 hours, just like I do my anti-rejection medication. So I'm keeping up on that, and I'm really going to try harder now to drop a few pounds. Even though I've been trying to lose some weight, I'm going to, just push it a little more to try to really get it off there, because that would help me too. And I'm starting to do some little exercises and stuff like that because, I am getting older every day. You get a little bit older. And my birthday, it'll be the last time I'll see a 6 in front of the number. So I have one more time to see that 6 next year when it's my birthday. If I make it to that point, if God says the same, it'll be a 7 in front of the number. So
I'm 70% sure this is what it is.
I have to really start trying to do what I need to do to live a longer life, nice long life, because I know compared to some people and compared to my son, I've already lived almost three times longer than he did. So I just thank God for this time that I've lived and the time that I'm still here. And whatever time I have, I want to put my best foot forward and do the best that I can and live the life that the Lord would want me to live. And like the pastor was talking about, God wants it all for you. He wants you to have the best. So whatever it is that you want in life, if you want a better job, some kind of job that you like, you need to just put that your best foot forward and get that. I know when I was leaving church, one of the sisters there at the church, we were talking, I was saying that Chris had been driving me around, and that was good because, I liked it. And she said, what about Ty? Have Ty been driving you around? I said, Ty.
Do you want to die today? Do you want to die?
Ty can't drive. And they said, well, you better let that boy drive. I said, I'm not stopping him from driving. He needs to study his book and get the driving practice. He had never pushed that too much. We were telling him, but he does need to learn how to drive.
We are talking about driving, right?
Because he will be 22 on his birthday. And, I know it's a lot of people, they may be that age and they're not driving, especially if they live in a city. If you live in a city where they have public transportation, I can understand that. But, we live here in the country. They don't have that public transportation. And most country boys, they learn how to drive at least by the time they're 15, 16, so. And most young people, they be pressing you. I know my 2 sons did press me to learn to drive. And they did, once they learned, they did drive. They had their own cars and stuff like that too.
But you can't fall asleep.
And so eventually Ty will get to that point also.
He simply falls asleep.
But anyhow, back to what I was saying, that I'm so glad that I was here today to just talk in church. I gave a little testimony of what had happened to me and how I was doing. I was doing fine and stuff like that. And another man was giving his testimony also when he was in the hospital. So we're not the only people that's having trouble. I know my cousin, she had a stroke and she was really down. She couldn't even walk. And when she got out of the hospital, her husband, he ended up not doing what he's supposed to do with his medications and stuff. While she was in the hospital, he ended up having a stroke once she got out of the hospital. So that's just, we have to be careful. We have to watch those things and just do the best that we can in our life, because no day is promised. We're here today and might be gone tomorrow. That's why I was giving the sisters some hugs. I said, give me a hug, because we don't know when we might see each other again. And you never do. So you got to live your life to the fullest. Whatever you want to do, you got to do it. Because with God in your life, you can do whatever you want to do. And you can achieve the things you want to achieve. I just look back on what my ancestors went through and the things they achieved. So I know it's possible. And I know with God, all things are possible. And like I said, I'm just on my way back home now. Look at it. Some little old man on his scooter. Is it a scooter? Tractor. No, that's a tractor. I thought he was on a scooter. He was going so fast. You see back over there? You see it with the hat on? I hope so. Look like he's on a tractor. Cutting the yard. He got a big yard to cut. Chris said he and Ty had left our yard and had gone down to the rental property yard that was down there cutting. So by the time I get home, they might still be down there, or they may be finished with both of them. I don't know. They're getting it done before the rain starts. So it really doesn't look like it's going to rain right now. But earlier, it really did look like it was going to rain. I got to intercept back in here on the highway. And these cars be coming. I got it now. But anyhow, it's been a good day so far. And I really enjoyed church. I'm glad I got up in time to get here on time. And I still got time to do whatever I want to today. And, you know, you can start your day off any way you want to, but I like starting mine off on Sundays, getting up. If I don't get to go to church, I do church services online, or else I'll be looking at church services on the TV. There's one church service that I like to look at, and I look at him. He's really good. It's Freddie Haynes, out of Arlington, Dallas area, and I watch him. And I think he's now, oh no, they didn't fix it. That little house. Look like they tore down the other house. It looks like that other house is much bigger than that. But anyhow, I think he's running for a position in Congress now. But he is a pastor at Friendship West in Arlington. Yes, Freddie Haynes. I watch him when I'm not in my own church. I just watch his sermons online. These people be pulling out. You don't know if they're going to come across or what. You got to always be watching, because nobody has any time to wait. Nobody wants to wait, not even one little bit. But anyhow, I'm on my way home, and it hasn't started raining yet, and it don't look like it's going to start yet. So I'll see if Chris and them are still working in the yards when I get back there. And it's kind of cloudy though, and I got my shades on, but it's not really that much sunshine, but it's still so bright, and sometimes that kind of hurts my eyes. So I guess because I wear my shades a lot when I'm out, especially when I'm driving. So it's just a nice day. And the temperature, what's the temperature? Oh yeah, the temperature is up. It's 80s, like 86 degrees. But I got my little arrow in the car, so I can't really tell. But anyhow, once I got to the hospital, I stayed there. We were in the emergency room from about, I think I got to the hospital about 1 o'clock. I tell you, the lady had gone the wrong way, and it took a longer time to get to the emergency room. So I think I got there about 1 a.m. and it was so busy there. They went on and checked me and did all the things they do when you first get in, and then they asked me to sit out and wait in the lobby. So I sit out there and waited in the lobby. And I was in that lobby from 1:30 a.m. until 8:30 a.m. That was the first time. The next time, because I saw a doctor when I first came in, and he checked to make sure I was stable, and he did all the questions and checked my blood pressure and all that stuff, and I seemed to be all right. So he just had me go out there to the waiting room in the emergency room and wait, and I waited out there until, like I said, 8:30 a.m. before I got back to see a doctor again. And Chris and Ty had made it by the time I got to the waiting room, and they were sitting out there with me waiting. And Chris Chris has a hard time just sitting like that for a while because it's uncomfortable, and he have to get up and walk around and stretch his legs and stuff. So he was really uncomfortable. He didn't get to get his legs massaged like he likes to at night before he gets ready to go to bed and stuff like that. So he was feeling uncomfortable just sitting there for that long time, and I know he was. So I was telling him that maybe we should leave. He said, no, we're not leaving. You're going to see the doctor. This is nothing to play with. I said, yeah, I know.
What you talking about was?
So once I did get back there, I finally got into my room. Now this was on Monday night when I went to the emergency room, and we got there by 1 a.m. I didn't get into a private room until about 11:15 p.m. on Tuesday night. So that's how long it took me to get there. So anyhow, I did go in there, and the service was good. My nurses were good, and my doctors, they were really nice also. And I stayed in there for a couple of days and took those tests that I need to take. Like I said, I took the CAT scan. I took the echo for my heart, and I did the MRI. And on the MRI, that's where they saw that I had a small stroke. And that's when they decided that I should, start taking this medication that I'm taking now to keep you from having strokes, because it's like a blood thinner. And I will be going to a neurologist, and I will be going to a cardiologist, but they called to set my appointment. This just shows how busy these folks are. Now they called me last week to set my appointment for the cardiologist, the heart doctor. And I won't get in to see him until January of 2027. So the Lord is in control, and the devil is a lie. So whatever is going on, God is in control, and I will continue to pray and trust in the Lord, because it takes you as long to see a doctor outside as it did on the inside. So I won't get to see that doctor until January of 2027. Now they did call me for the neurologist, for your mind and stuff, just to see if you got anything going on in there. Yeah, I got something going on in there. If anything happened, doing this little mini stroke that they're talking about. But I won't get to see him or her, whoever it is. I think it's a man. I won't get to see him until September of this year, September 2026. I will get to see him around that time. But and that'll be my birthday month also. So I'm back home now. See, it doesn't take that long to get from our church. It's a very short ride to get back home. I see people are crowded at McDonald's. The line is coming all the way out to the road. Cars are lined up. So, but I'm back home. And when I get back home, I'm going to get in there, get comfortable, take off this dress and everything. And I need to check. I don't think I checked my blood pressure before I left. I checked him when I get back in the house just to make sure he's doing okay. But my blood sugar was a little low, and I ate a little piece of sweet on my way coming home. So turning onto my road, and I will close out when I get there to the house, and let you know that I've made it back home. Oh, see Kristen here. I may go. What it looked like. Or maybe still down to the rental house. Somebody did come right up behind. I'm not gonna do all that backing in like Christmas. Let's go through here. I'm driving it back here. They did finish our yard. I'll call them in a minute and see if they're still down there to the other house. And check on them. Okay. Okay. I told them it's just as easy to drive in our yard and back up instead of going to the neighbor's yard and backing up all the way back. But anyhow, I've made it back home. And putting up my shades because like I said, I've made it home. I'm getting here. I'm sure Copper will be glad to see me. She was in the back room. I left her back there. But anyhow, you remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe to the life of Cheryl and Chris. And I'm glad I had this time to talk to you this morning on my way going to church. And I put a little pieces of songs from the church, not long, just a little bit to just show you. Our little choir was up there singing and everything like that. So, but anyhow, I'm glad that I'm back driving around, going back in my old routine and everything. And I just pray to God that I will continue to feel as good as I feel today. And I just want you to know, this is Cheryl with the life of Cheryl and Chris. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember also, me, my husband, and my kids, Ty, we are the carers, and caring is sharing, and we're sharing our lives with you. Have a great time. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
This episode comes to a close. We have many more to explore. Just hit that subscribe button. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. We gon' share our lives with you. Don't forget to drop a like and a comment, would be very nice too. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. We gon' share our lives with you. From short and to casinos and even across the country too. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris, taking you places, showing you around. Come get that like button, please hit that subscribe so we can see you around. We appreciate you and glad you are part of the family. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. You never know what we going to next. Come along and join the fun and be a part of our journey too. Whoa. We are the cares and caring and sharing, and we're sharing our lives with you. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Hit that subscribe button today. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. We gon' share our lives with you. From short errands to casinos and even across the country too. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris, taking you places, showing you around. Come hit that like button, please hit that subscribe so we can see you around. We appreciate you and glad you are part of the family. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. You never know what we're gonna do next. Come along and join the fun and be a part of our journey too. We are the cares and caring and sharing, and we're sharing our lives with you. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are the life of Cheryl and Chris. Yeah, yeah.